Hello, Yeladim. It is Torah story time. No more counting the Omer. And we already got up to the story of the Jewish people getting the Aseret HaDibrot, getting the Torah. But Torah doesn't end. There are more things for us to share. And one of the things that I want to share is about a place called the Mishkan. And the Mishkan, which I'm going to describe to you, I think of it almost like a little shul. Today, when we go to daven to Hashem, we can go to shul. Now, since we have been home, we can daven at home. We could always daven at home. But when we wanted to get together as a group of Jewish people, we go to shul together so that we can daven together as a group. Well, when they were in the desert, they would travel and then they would stop for a while and they would camp out and then they would pack up and travel again. Well, now that they had the Torah and they were given the mitzvot and they were learning the things to do, one of the things that Hashem had asked of them was to make something called the Mishkan. While Moshe was on Har Sinai, he was told that it was time to build a special house for Hashem called a Mishkan. Anyone who wanted to give gifts to help build the Mishkan was welcome to do so. These gifts of gold, silver, brass, red and purple yarns, fine linens, oils, spices, and precious stones were called truma. And inside the Mishkan, they had special vessels that they made. They had something called the Aron. Now, we have that in our shuls now. What do we put in our Aron, in our Aron Kodesh? We have one in our classroom too. We keep in there our Torah. So theirs looks a little bit different than ours does. But this is where they kept the luchot that Moshe got from Hashem on Har Sinai. If you notice, there are poles sticking out. Same with this, which I will explain to you. Why do you think they had poles? What do you think they could do with those poles attached to those things? They used them to carry. Because just like I told you, when they were camping, they would set up the Mishkan. They would have it all set up. But then it was time to travel again. Because remember, they're on their way to Eretz Yisrael. So they would pick up the materials and things like the aron that they made and some of the other things that I'm going to show you. And they would carry it with them. That was someone's job, to carry it in the desert. So here is the Aron Kodesh, and everything they made was covered in gold. They wanted to make it beautiful for Hashem. Here is a table or a shulchan. And here they would put special loaves of bread that they would make. Again, this was made out of wood and covered in gold. Here is something that we speak about that we know later on when they get to Eretz Yisrael, when they build the Beit HaMikdash, they had one of these inside, the menorah. Here they have the Mishkan. It shows a little picture of how it looked, set up as a tent, and they would roll it up when they would travel. Here they had something, the Mizbeach, and all these different things they would have inside the Mishkan. And they would travel with this, and they kept the Mishkan with them even when they got to Eretz Yisrael until they had the chance to build the Beit HaMikdash. Have a wonderful day, Yeladim.